One girl moved with her mom and dad to a new house. The house was old and very beautiful. The girl liked it very much at first. There were many rooms, and large trees grew right outside the windows. Mom and Dad showed the girl all the rooms in the house. And we also have a basement, Dad said. There's a sofa and a big TV, so you can watch movies like in a movie theater. They went down to the basement, but the girl suddenly felt sick. It smells so awful in here, the girl said and ran out of the basement. But the girl's mom and dad didn't smell anything. Okay, Mom said, you don't have to go to the basement if you don't like it. They began to live in a new house, and everything was fine. Only the smell from the basement did not go away, but even seemed to become stronger. It smells like death and a hospital, the girl was saying, like someone died, only worse. However, except for the girl, no one could smell it. Even the master was called, but his instruments did not find anything. The air is clean, there are no toxic fumes, said the master and drove away, but that wasn't all. In the new house, the girl began to have strange dreams. They had an alien and very ancient city, square towers of black stone, dark alleys and overhanging houses. In this city lived creepy ugly creatures covered with scales, with webbed feet and triangular heads like snakes. These creatures buried their dead in glass coffins, which they stacked in towers. The living came to the dead, cut their hands, poured blood on the glass lids of coffins and listened to the dead tell them about the afterlife in this city. The dead were called invisible. From these dreams, the girl woke up screaming, but could not tell what these unknown creatures were scaring her so much. However, she recognized that fetid smell from the basement. The same smell hovered in the dark towers of the ancient city. The girl began to dream about that ancient city more and more often, and the living became fewer and fewer, and the dead more and more. The city was collapsing, the towers were crumbling, and only the glass coffins with their terrible contents remained intact, lying in piles among the ruins. In her dream, the girl wandered alone among the glass coffins, trying to find a way out of the city, and the invisible ones turned their snake triangular heads after her. But one night the girl woke up in her room and could not recognize her. It seemed to her as if she was in a dark tower of a dead ancient city. And then she realized that her room was filled with a stench. Then strands of scent stretched out from the basement like the tentacles of an unknown monster. These are the invisible ones, the girl guessed. They are looking for me. And by the smell, the girl realized that the invisible ones were very hungry. After all, those ancient creatures died out many years ago and there was no one to pour blood on glass coffins. The girl got out of bed and carefully, trying not to fall into the tentacles of the invisible ones moving in the air, began to make her way into the bedroom to Mom and Dad. But when she got there, she saw that Mom and Dad were dead. The tentacles of the unseen entwined them like huge worms and drank their blood. The girl almost started screaming out of fear. She had to put her hands over her mouth and bite her fingers until they bled. When the girl felt the salty taste of blood in her mouth, she suddenly realized what to do. After all, she couldn't kill the invisible ones. They had already been dead for a long time. The girl sneaked into the kitchen, threw old newspapers on the floor that were lying on the refrigerator, took matches and set them on fire. When the fire broke out, the girl threw several more newspapers on top, opened the gas on the stove and climbed out through the window into the street. In the growing fire, she managed to see the tentacles of the invisible writhing in pain in the fire. And then the whole world disappeared in a fiery flash. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. When firefighters and police arrived, the house burned down completely. The police found the bones of the dead people in the ashes. The girl was taken to the hospital. She forgot everything, so she had to be taught to walk and talk again. She was taken from the hospital by her uncle and aunt, with whom she began to live. Sometimes the girl had nightmares with creepy ugly creatures in glass boxes. And when the girl woke up, she drank special pills that the doctor prescribed for her. and quickly forgot these dreams.